A stretch of record heat continues, and then some rain in our forecast. I'll let you know how many days in a row we'll see showers and thunderstorms and how it could affect your holiday weekend.
Hot classrooms. Wake County Public Schools reporting HVAC issues at some local schools. How you can get your children ready as temperatures are on the rise.
Healthcare takeover. Today, WakeMed is giving you a chance to share your thoughts on its deal with Atrium Health. The questions that remain about the $2 billion plan.
We're following those stories and also your morning commute. WRAL News at 8 on Fox 50 starts in about 30 seconds.
At Leith Honda in Raleigh and Auto Park Honda in Cary, we make your buying process easy. And with every new car purchase, you'll enjoy complimentary oil changes and exceptional service. It's no wonder we've earned so many 5-star reviews. You'll also get peace of mind pricing with every used vehicle, and if it's not the perfect fit, no problem. Bring it back within 3 days for an easy exchange. Visit our showroom at Auto Park Honda in Cary or Leith Honda in Raleigh. It's easier here.
Your number one source for local news. This is WRAL, coverage you can count on.
Good morning. The time is 8 a.m. here on Fox 50. We thank you for joining us today. I'm Laura Levine.
And I'm Ken Smith, boy, another warm
Oh, my goodness. Warm is an understatement.
To say the least. Let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking it all for us.
And no change today. We broke a record high yesterday, and we will likely break the record high again today. This is a look at Rocky Mount Mills. Beautiful blue sky there, but temperature is climbing into the low 70s. We have a southwest wind at 9 miles per hour, and that southerly component to the wind just keeps pushing that heat in our direction. 73 South Hill, 70 in Fayetteville, 68 in Goldsboro. So temperatures are now starting to warm up, and by lunchtime we're sitting right around 90. So if you had something you needed to do outside, if you can get it done before lunchtime, it'll be a lot more comfortable. Mid 90s this afternoon. That 96 will break the previous record. Relief from the heat arrives Thursday. We'll see a cold front come in and stall for the holiday weekend. It should bring us some nice measurable rain. I'll show you how much it could be coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, at 8:02, boy, I-87 remains a troubled spot this morning as we look live at I-87 and Smithfield Road. Those are the southbound lanes moving away from us this morning. So let's stretch out that view of I-87. We're seeing some delays from Hodge Road all the way back to Wyndham Falls Parkway. It's actually getting a little better. This was in double digits in the last half hour. Right now, it's just down to a 6-minute delay. So if you're in a heavy rush, you might want to take Business 64 and Ideal Boulevard as an alternate route. A real jam session happening here at the I-40 Lake Wheeler Road interchange. You can see those westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. So as we widen out the view, check out what you can expect. You're looking at a 10-minute delay on that southern loop of the Beltline. We're also picking up some congestion building on Wade Avenue. If you're navigating I-40 westbound this morning, just about a 6-minute delay, but no delays whatsoever if you're coming in from the Garner-Johnston County area between Highway 36 and the Beltline. So let's widen out the view right now. You're coming in from Apex, you're looking at a 10-minute delay, a 14-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest. That's a combination of the congestion and the traffic lights coming in from that part of Wake County. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Okay, Ken, thank you. Happening right now, students at Reedy Creek Middle School in Cary are preparing for warm classrooms today. The school says HVAC issues are making it hard to keep cool. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is outside the school right now. And Kelsey, this is actually the second Wake County school in the last day here to experience these problems during this heat wave.
Yes, Laura, it is. Just about an hour ago, we got an update on what happened here at Reedy Creek Middle School yesterday. The school's AC stopped working early yesterday morning, and today's crews are scheduled to return to campus to replace parts and chillers and continue repairs. This comes after Salem Elementary School and Apex reported HVAC issues yesterday as well. Some parts of Reedy Creek Middle reached anywhere between 82 and 84 degrees yesterday, according to school officials. School leaders say part of the building may still be warm today, as we're expecting to see outdoor temperatures in the 90s. HVAC maintenance has been a major issue for Wake County Public Schools. Schools closed or dismissed early 46 times due to HVAC issues last school year. That's why the school system later added training for some school employees so they can help identify problems faster. Reedy Creek Middle sent out a notice to parents yesterday asking them to send their kids to school in comfortable clothing, making sure they bring a water bottle just in case temperatures are warm. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
Starting today, WakeMed wants to hear from you about a deal with Atrium Health. WakeMed holding a series of community forums all across Wake County after county commissioners voted to delay their decision on the acquisition earlier this month. Let's bring in WRAL's Ali Catalabar. She's joining us live outside the main campus there in Raleigh for WakeMed. And Ali, these community sessions will allow people to ask some very important questions.
Yeah, people are going to have 6 opportunities to voice their concerns or questions with WakeMed leaders and board members about this proposed deal with Atrium Health. Now, there will be 5 in-person sessions, 1 virtual session, and WakeMed leaders will start with a presentation of what the takeover would look like. Then people can ask questions. Earlier this month, Atrium Health proposed plans to take control of WakeMed. A few days later, Wake County commissioners decided to put a 90-day hold on a decision. They wanted the community's input. Wake County Commissioner Don Miles says these forums could help them make a decision on the deal.
The rationale there is to have community engagement and give everybody the opportunity to get their concerns addressed. What we'll be looking at in terms of what comes out of this process, and then that will help us make a determination how we move forward.
Now, that first listening session is tonight at 6. It's at the Andrews Conference Center at Raleigh WakeMed campus, and you can look at more dates on WRAL.com. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Catalabar, WRAL News.
Happening today, a move to put a cap on your state income tax rate moves forward. The state Senate and House are expected to vote today to put a constitutional amendment on the November ballot. That amendment would cap the income tax rate at 3.5%. This would set a hard ceiling on what comes out of your paycheck. Supporters of the Republican-sponsored bill say it protects taxpayers and keeps the state competitive for jobs and growth. Opponents warn that it could put pressure on funding for schools, roads, and public safety. The Senate vote is expected this morning. The House could take it up this afternoon.
Well, you know, the cost of transportation and teacher pay at your child's school could be more expensive next year. Today, district leaders in Wake County are rethinking the school system's financial outlook. The 2 major factors playing a role in this conversation, teacher raises and higher diesel prices. Rising diesel prices make it more expensive to fuel buses. WRAL education insider Emily Walkenhorst says the district is not experiencing the full effect of those high prices yet, but this could become more of a financial strain next school year. Last year, state lawmakers proposed an average 8% raise for teachers. Most teacher salaries are covered by the state and some are covered by the district.
Anytime the state votes to increase teacher pay, then the school district also raises the pay of those teachers that they're funding locally.
And keep in mind, the district only budgeted for a 3% raise next year, so this 8% raise could pose a problem. County leaders are now trying to decide on the school board's new budget proposal. School leaders will meet today at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Also, the Wake County School Board will also consider 3 new ideas to honor the history of Lincoln Magnet Middle School. The board is set to hear the ideas from the district's legacy committee for the school. They include a ceremonial lobby and a courtyard. They would also have historical themes that could include photographs, murals, and relics. No decisions have been made yet. The committee plans to hold at least 3 more meetings.
Well, people in Cumberland County are voicing their concerns about the possibility of data centers coming to the area. Commissioners listened to input at a public hearing last night. Cumberland County is among a growing list of communities in our area that's trying to decide on future plans for data centers. Some of the concerns from residents included pollution and energy costs as a result of these data centers.
The problem with AI companies routinely pay well above market value for large parcels of land. When that happens, residential developers, especially those focused on affordable housing, get priced out.
I look forward to continuing to work towards coming up with reasonable, safe regulations that this community can accept. So as industry looks to come here, we get the best industry partners we can, not bad actors.
Commissioners plan to take everything they heard last night into consideration when coming up with a data center plan. It's still unclear on when they plan to vote on a possible moratorium. Let's get you caught up on the latest on the war in Iran now. President Donald Trump says that he's holding off on restarting military operations in Iran. The president made that announcement just a day after warning Iran to move fast or there won't be anything left of them. In a Truth Social post yesterday, the president said he initially planned to attack Iran today, but is holding off after speaking with other Arab nations. He went on to say that serious negotiations are now taking place. Peace talks between the U.S. and Iran have stalled in recent weeks as the Trump administration pushes for an end to Iran's nuclear capabilities. President Trump says the U.S. will move forward with its planned attack if a deal is not reached.
Well, the matchup is set for the Eastern Conference Finals. The Carolina Hurricanes will play the Montreal Canadiens for the place in the Stanley Cup Final. The Canadiens eliminated the Buffalo Sabres last night with a 3-2 overtime win in Game 7 of their series. Now, Montreal will travel right here to Raleigh for Game 1 of the conference final. That will happen Thursday night at 8 o'clock. The Canes will also host Game 2 Saturday night.
Your time now, 8:10. Disqualified. A high school runner in North Carolina missed out on a state championship after a hand gesture as he crossed the finish line. Reaction from his coach and where his case goes next.
Also changing liquor laws. State lawmakers are considering a new proposal today, how this could affect the sale of alcohol at grocery stores in our area.
And here we go again. Another day with highs in the mid-90s. We broke the record yesterday. We'll be on track to break it again today, but I'll let you know when we have some relief from the heat coming our way. (8:14) and it looks so pretty across the area this morning. And now's the time to get out. If you have anything that you need to get done outside, a little bit of exercise, a little yard work, take the kids outside. North Hill's looking gorgeous with lots of sunshine. 73 in Raleigh, 70 in Roanoke Rapids, 73 in Wilson, 70 in Goldsboro, and 73 in Southern Pines. So it still feels nice and comfortable. Hey, how about a day game at the Durham Bulls? By 11 o'clock, we are in the mid-80s. Toward the end of the game, we'll climb to 90. But then after that, we're headed into the mid-90s. So, it may even be more comfortable to be the day game than the evening game for today. Our temperature, 96 degrees around the middle of the day. By the time we get to 7 o'clock, we're finally back out of the 90s. But it's just going to be a hot, hot day, pretty much all day long. So keep that in mind. We're going to talk more about relief on the way in the form of a cold front. Coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, checking that northern loop of the Beltline as we look live at I-440 and New Bern Avenue. These are the westbound lanes moving away from us. You can see the congestion that we're picking up in that particular area. So let's widen out the view. Really, the heaviest congestion is between Capitol Boulevard and the I-87 440 interchange right now. You're looking at a 9-minute delay on that northern loop of the Beltline. Things are definitely improving on I-87 coming in out of Knightdale. Right now, you're just looking at a 4-minute delay. Folks in Wake Forest, you got the trouble spot this morning. You're looking at a 12-minute delay coming into the Raleigh-Wake County area.
Ken, thank you. This morning, we are hearing more reaction to a high school sports disqualification that's drawn national attention. This is Nyan Brown. He's a runner for Mallard Creek High School in the Charlotte area. He was disqualified from the state championship due to this hand gesture that you see here. Here's what his coach had to say about this.
I saw the official threw the flag up. I just, I couldn't believe it. I was in disbelief. The moment's gone. The celebration is gone. You can't get that back.
You can see the incident in question in this video as well. Right at the end of the race, he holds his hand up. A referee ruled that celebratory gesture was enough to disqualify him. People at Jordan High School, which won the state championship after Brown's disqualification, are split.
It was totally unnecessary to disqualify him for that. There wasn't anything wrong with the gesture, it wasn't disrespectful.
I think if you break the rules, you suffer the consequences. There were some things that were established at the beginning.
Brown released a statement yesterday saying he's disappointed and he hopes this can start a conversation around allowing young athletes to celebrate wins. Mallard Creek's coach is appealing this disqualification.
A New York judge ruling in favor of defense attorneys for Luigi Mangione. In that decision, the judge said police illegally searched his backpack after his arrest in the shooting and killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Now, because of the ruling, items discovered during the initial search of Mangione's backpack at a Pennsylvania McDonald's will be excluded from the trial. But the judge ruled items found at the police station are valid. That includes a 3D printed gun and a so-called manifesto. Mangione faces several state and federal charges related to the killing.
Mark Furman, one of the LAPD officers at the center of the O.J. Simpson murder trial, has died. He testified during the trial that he found the bloody glove at Simpson's home. He was questioned about racial bias and was later convicted of lying. He retired from the LA Police Department in 1995. He died in Idaho at the age of 74.
Well, pre-made cocktail drinks could be available to you at your local grocery store. Today, state lawmakers will consider changes to North Carolina's liquor laws that may allow them. A bill going before a legislative committee this morning would allow grocery stores to sell spirited-based drinks. They're currently only sold in ABC stores. Lawmakers discussed the idea last week. They're also expected to scrap a proposal to allow ABC stores to open on Sundays. Check the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com for the latest updates on this bill.
Duke Health and UNC Health are launching a multi-million-dollar study to help children with autism who also struggle with GI issues. Medicines like Miralax, powdered substances meant to be mixed with water, often don't work well for children with autism who are more sensitive to textures. The new study is exploring whether another option, a capsule, could be easier to take.
We're going to find out if linaclotide is better, and that by pediatricians and others prescribing that medication right up front, that we can actually reduce the amount of suffering that these children are having due to this problem.
Researchers say they plan to enroll 320 children from 30 sites across the country. Wake County EMS is responding to more heat-related emergencies than usual for this time of year. That's according to call volume data since 2024. The number of calls between March and May has increased since 2024. This year is on track to hit last year's numbers before the month is even over. It's the same for Orange County EMS, too. WRAL has released its tropical season outlook for this year. So what are the odds that we see a storm before the official June 1st start date? Meteorologist Chris Michael shows us in today's Ask the Meteorologist. Chris.
Yeah, so it's happened about 30 times since 1851 that we've seen a storm happen before that June 1st start date. But you can obviously see that it's nowhere near the peak of the season because the season officially hasn't started yet, but these are how these storms can happen in the month of May. A lot of times you'll get a front that passes through the eastern U.S. and then just gets kind of caught up off the coast. That allows new areas of low pressure to form along that front, and then sometimes they can gain tropical or subtropical characteristics. A lot of the times you need the ocean temperature to be 80 degrees or higher, and you see that's a lot of the case in the Atlantic, but there's a lot of wind shear that's disrupting anything from becoming tropical. So within the next 7 days at least, we're not expecting any kind of named storm to go developing. Meanwhile, over the past 10 years or so, 6 of the last 10 have seen storms develop before the month of June. However, over the past 4 years, they've happened after that June 1st start date. Going to start to feel a little tropical around here with the humidity. Elizabeth, at least that translates to some rain chances soon.
Finally, yes. We need that rain, obviously. We're looking at a cold front that arrives on Thursday, and that's definitely going to increase our chance of rain. But it looks like the front is going to stall over us all the way through the holiday weekend. Not that it's going to be a total washout, but you may have to plan around some showers or thunderstorms. It's pretty out right now as we take a look down Fayetteville Street toward the Capitol building. We still have that southwest wind at 9 miles per hour. That southwest wind is helping to push the warmth in. 73 is our temperature right now. We are headed to 96 in the Triangle this afternoon, and that will break the previous record high just like it did yesterday. If we hit it again tomorrow, it'll tie the record high, and then we're going to get some relief from this front. The reason that we haven't so far is our Bermuda high pressure system sitting out there in the Atlantic, rotating clockwise, is helping to block that, and it's also helping to bring in some of that warm, moist air from the south. So the cold front will start to slide eastward and stall as it gets closer to the high pressure system, and moisture will move in underneath it and help to bring us a good chance for rain. It may be that Thursday is one of the days that we see more of it than other days. You can see it starts at around 2 o'clock, some scattered showers or thunderstorms. Some of that could end up being heavy at times and may last all the way until maybe early Friday morning. Friday afternoon, a lesser chance potentially, and then we move ahead to our long range models, which are not as detailed, but it does show some rain for Saturday morning. However, looking at the pattern, it really seems like we're more likely to have afternoon and evening thunderstorms Saturday Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But you can see just how much green there is on the screen as we go through the 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We'll give some numbers to it. 60% chance Thursday and Friday, 50 Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. How much rain out of those 5 days? Well, it could easily be an inch and maybe up to 2 inches in some places, and we definitely need that rain. In the meantime, just to be a little cautious in the afternoon as we're seeing temperatures so much above normal. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now. Let's take a spin around the Beltline. Let's start with the northern loop of the Beltline. As we look live at I-440 and New Bern Avenue, you can see the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. Some heavy congestion that's building. So let's widen out the view of that section of the Beltline. You can see the bulk of the congestion is between Capitol Boulevard and the I-87 440 interchange. Right now, you're looking at an 11-minute delay. But once you get past Capitol Boulevard, it's clear sailing all the way over to Wade Avenue. So let's hop over to the southern loop of the Beltline, give you a live look at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. These are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. Really and truly, once you get past the Gorman Street exit, it's really clear sailing all the way over to Cary. Right now, you're looking just a 5-minute delay. We are picking up some congestion around Wade Avenue. You're looking at a 12-minute delay navigating I-40 westbound at this hour.
Okay, Ken, thank you. Closing their doors, some school districts in our area have dealt with school closures in recent years. WRAL Investigates digs into it.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. The time is 8:26. I'm Laura Levine. Let's get out there to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. I see out there as if she's at the golf course, but she has a live look over at Southern Pines right now. Nice and warm already, Elizabeth.
Now's the time to get outside. If you really need to get out and do some exercise, get in some golf, whatever it is you need to do outside, do it now, because by lunchtime, it's already going to be 90 degrees. It looks beautiful there at Longleaf Golf and Family Club right now. 73 in Raleigh. It's 73 in Southern Pines and Rocky Mount, 72 in Goldsboro. So pretty much everybody in the low 70s right now, which feels nice. But by lunchtime, 90, and we'll climb to 96 this afternoon. And this early in the season, that does get us into the danger zone. Another hot one tomorrow, and then some relief by Thursday. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening now. There's a troubled spot on I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road, the southern loop of the Beltline. The westbound lane's moving away from us. Right now, you're looking at a 3 to 5 minute delay. The other troubled spot is actually I-40 westbound. There's a crash right there at I-40 westbound near the I-540 interchange, causing some huge delays on I-40 westbound this morning. I'm going to check that out and have another update for you at the bottom of the hour.
Happening today, Wake Med is starting its series of community forums about its deal with Atrium Health. People will have the chance to ask questions about the proposal for Atrium to take over the Wake Med system. The listening session starts today at 6 p.m. at the Andrews Conference Center at the Wake Med Raleigh campus. Today, a move to put a cap on your state income tax rate moves forward. The state Senate and House are expected to vote to put a constitutional amendment on the November ballot. That amendment would cap the income tax rate at 3.5%. The Senate vote is expected this morning, and the House could take this up this afternoon. Coming up next on Fox 50, leaders with Wake County Schools are rethinking their budget for next year. And we have more news coming up on Today with Jason Derulo in Studio 1A.
A stretch of record heat continues, and then some rain in our forecast. I'll let you know how many days in a row we'll see showers and thunderstorms and how it could affect your holiday weekend.
Hot classrooms. Wake County Public Schools reporting HVAC issues at some local schools. How you can get your children ready as temperatures are on the rise.
Healthcare takeover. Today, Wake Med is giving you a chance to share your thoughts on its deal with Atrium Health. The questions that remain about the $2 billion plan.
Yeah, we're all focused on the hot weather this morning,
Yes.
not to mention those hot classrooms we've just talked about. A lot of updates to get to right now. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Laura Levine. Yeah, getting a little bit of taste of summer here in spring. So let's head out there to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. And Elizabeth, the temperatures are just going to keep rising today.
Oh, they are. We take a look here at what's going on. And this is a look at, of course, downtown Chapel Hill. Beautiful blue sky there. Temperature 73, so it's feeling comfortable now. But our southwesterly wind that's been with us the last couple of days just keeps pushing that that warmth in, and it is going to be another very hot day. Right now, it's 68 in Clinton, 73 in Roxborough and in Southern Pines. So we're in the low 70s now. But by lunchtime, expect temperatures to climb all the way to 90, and then we'll hit 96 this afternoon, which will break the high temperature record again, just like it did yesterday. We'll see another day like today tomorrow, and then Thursday, a cold front rolls in. That cold front wants to hang out with us all the holiday weekend with a chance for rain. I'll show you how much we could see total coming up. Ken?
Oh, Elizabeth, we got a real trouble spot brewing on I-40 westbound because of a crash shutting down some lanes. It crashes at right near the I-540 interchange there on going into the Durham area. As we widen out the view, you can see the huge delays it's causing, stretching all the way back to the Wade Avenue I-40 interchange right now. So as we widen out the view, look at some lanes in terms of going into the Durham area. You're looking at a 12-minute delay on that I-40 westbound lane. So maybe you're heading to Durham this morning. You might want to take Highway 70 as an alternate route. The other issue is that you're looking at a 9-minute delay if you're using Highway 98 to get from Wake Forest to Durham. Bring it back to Raleigh, I-40 Lake Wheeler Road. These westbound lanes moving away from us. That's the usual morning congestion. We see that on that southern loop of the Beltline. You're looking at maybe a 3 to 5 minute delay at best. So other routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area, the couple of troubled spots. You got an 11-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest this morning on US 1. So if you're coming from Apex on US 1 North, we're picking up some delays around Highway 55. Williams Road, if you will. You're looking at a 7-minute delay, but you're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Okay, Ken, thanks. Happening right now, students at Reedy Creek Middle School in Cary are preparing for warm classrooms today. The school says HVAC issues are making it hard to keep cool. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey tells us how this is the second Wake County school to experience these issues during this heat wave.
Less than just a few hours ago, we got an update on what happened here at Reedy Creek Middle School yesterday. The school's HVAC system stopped working early yesterday morning. Today, crews are scheduled to return to campus to replace parts and chillers and continue repairs. This comes after Salem Elementary School in Apex reported HVAC issues yesterday as well. Some parts of Reedy Creek Middle reached anywhere between 82 and 84 degrees yesterday, according to school officials. School leaders say parts of the building may still be warm today, as we're expecting to see outdoor temperatures in the 90s. HVAC maintenance has been a major issue for Wake County Public Schools. Schools closed or dismissed early 42 times due to HVAC issues last school year. The school system later added training for some employees so they can help identify problems faster. Reedy Creek Middle sent out a notice to parents asking them to send their kids to school today in comfortable clothes and with a water bottle just in case temperatures are warm. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News in Cary.
Well, starting today, WakeMed wants to hear from you about a deal with Atrium Health. WakeMed holding a series of community forums all across Wake County after county commissioners voted earlier this month to delay their decision on that acquisition. Let's bring in WRAL's Ali Kadlabar. She's live outside the main campus of WakeMed there in Raleigh. And Ali, what can the community expect from these listening sessions?
Yeah, well, there are 6 listening sessions that people can have an opportunity to ask WakeMed leaders and board members about its proposed deal with Atrium Health. There are 5 in-person sessions, and then there is 1 virtual option as well. It's holding a series of community forums across Wake County. WakeMed leaders will start with a presentation of what the takeover would look like. Then people can ask their questions. Earlier this month, Atrium Health proposed a $2 billion plan that would see the Charlotte-based system take over WakeMed. A few days later, Wake County commissioners decided to put a 90-day hold on a decision. They wanted people's input. Now, State Treasurer Brad Briner has questioned the deal from the start. During this listening session, he wants WakeMed to address how it will affect the price of health care.
I understand that WakeMed is putting the best spin on this as possible, but there's real questions about affordability to commercial payers that they haven't even begun to answer. So hopefully they'll be able to answer those in these forums.
That first listening session, it is today, it is tonight at 6 o'clock. It's at the Andrews Conference Center here at the WakeMed Raleigh campus. You can find more dates and locations, everything you need to know on WRAL.com. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Also happening today, the state Senate and House are expected to vote today to put a constitutional amendment on the November ballot. The amendment would make it so that the state's income tax rate couldn't rise higher than 3.5%. Republicans say this is designed to place additional taxpayer protections into the state constitution. It would also limit how future tax increases could be approved.
We're doing this is because we're making a promise to the voters. We're telling them what we're going to do. We're telling them we're reducing their personal property taxes, or their personal income taxes. They should be able to count on that.
When you start looking at how much money, the gross income of certain of our citizens, they are not going to benefit as much as some with other income levels.
Critics of the move say it's a short-sighted effort that is likely to require hefty cuts to state government in the future. Our NC Capitol team will be following developments throughout the day.
Hey, Laura, we've got some breaking news here in the WRAL Live Center. So we've learned that the former Wake Forest Farmers Market manager was charged with embezzlement. Her name is Michelle Fryman. She's 54 years old, and she's accused of misappropriating more than $6,500 from the farmers market funds. She was arrested yesterday in Granville County and issued a $20,000 bond. And her first court appearance is today. And you may be wondering, well, we've mentioned embezzlement in Wake Forest before, haven't we? Well, yes, we have. In fact, we have a story that we did not too long ago where there was the former Wake Forest Chamber president who pleaded guilty to embezzlement. And there was the treasurer for the Wake County Elementary School PTA who is charged as well. So this is something that we're continuing to follow. And as we learn a little bit more about this most recent case that I was telling you about Michelle Fryman, we'll try to update you here in the WRAL Live Center.
Details this morning about the deadly attack at a mosque in California. Officials say the shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego will be investigated as a hate crime. 3 people died, including a security guard. Authorities have not released their names as yet. The San Diego DA's office is investigating whether anyone associated with the 2 suspects who died in the attack should face legal consequences. According to NBC News, the suspects were 17-year-olds Kane Clark and 18-year-old Caleb Vasquez. They died from self-inflicted gunshot wounds. Police say one of the suspects took 3 weapons from his mother's home before the attack. Investigators are executing search warrants as they continue to follow up on leads. The shooting hitting that community hard, as well as the community here at home. At the Islamic Association of Raleigh, they say trusting in faith over fear gets them through.
Just rely on our faith in God to get us through these difficult times. And that's really what the attackers want. They want us to be afraid, and it's our choice not to give them that fear and to face it.
Leaders from the Islamic Association say they are in constant communication with local police to ensure the people who visit 5 times a day can pray safely.
The cost of transportation and teacher pay at your child's school could be more expensive next year. Today, district leaders in Wake County are rethinking the school system's financial outlook. The 2 major factors playing a role in this conversation: teacher raises and higher diesel prices. Rising diesel prices make it more expensive to fuel school buses. WRAL Education Insider Emily Walkenhorst says the district isn't experiencing the full effect of those higher prices yet, but this could become more of a financial strain next school year. Last week, state lawmakers proposed an average 8% raise for teachers. Most teachers' salaries are covered by the state, and some are covered by the district.
They've gotten some assistance from the state, which had some leftover money that they were able to give out at the end of this school year to all the school districts in the state. And so they've gotten some help there. They've bought in bulk, so they're kind of locked into a price when they buy, and it lasts for several weeks.
The district only budgeted for a 3% raise next year, so this 8% raise could pose a problem. School leaders will meet today at 2 o'clock.
Tonight, the Wake School Board is set to vote on whether to change calendars at 8 schools. The schools are all multi-track year-round. That means they rotate up to 4 groups of students in and out of school for 12 months. That increases the school's capacities, but it also costs more. The district expects to save about $1 million by converting the school calendars to traditional. Some parents say they want their schools to stay year-round. Well, the matchup for the Eastern Conference Final set. The Carolina Hurricanes will take on the Montreal Canadiens for a spot in the Stanley Cup Final. The Canadiens eliminated the Buffalo Sabres last night with a 3-2 overtime win in Game 7 of that series. Now, Montreal will travel here to Raleigh to take on the Canes in Game 1 of the conference final. Puck drops at 8 o'clock Thursday. The Canes will also host Game 2 Saturday night.
Time now, 8:40. Shutting the doors. Some school districts in our area are having to merge or close some schools. WRAL investigates. Destiny Patterson digs into the factors causing this and how it could impact your student in the years to come.
And we broke the record high yesterday. We are aiming for it again today. But I'll show you what arrives on Thursday to help bring us a break from the heat. (8:44). Here's a live look at Pittsburgh. Everywhere we look, we're seeing beautiful sunshine, and it feels comfortable now. If you need to do something outside, I would try to get it done before lunchtime. Right now, looking at low 70s across our area. 73 Southern Pines, 73 in Raleigh and Wilson, as well as Goldsboro and Rocky Mount. Exercise forecast. Again, you want to get that done before lunchtime because at noon, we're going to start climbing into the 90s, and then we're going to see mid-90s this afternoon. We'll hit 96 most likely, which is what we hit yesterday. It'll break the record just like it did yesterday. And you can carry this forward if you're planning your exercise for tomorrow as well. It's going to be the exact same story. The morning looks great. Midday, we start to climb up to around 90, and then mid-90s during the afternoon. You just want to hold off. During the evening, the later you can get closer to sunset, the more comfortable and less dangerous it will be. We do have some relief from the heat coming on Thursday. We'll look at that coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now. Photographer Michael joining the WRAL breaking news tracker, just reporting that crash we've been reporting on in I-40 and I-540 near exit 283 cleared just a few minutes ago. You can see traffic in those westbound lanes continuing to move through. But this is what that scene looked like about a half hour ago as Durham County Sheriffs and Durham Police investigated that scene. There were a couple of lanes that were blocked, but right now we're still seeing some lingering delays. If you're headed that way as we widen out the view, here's what we're looking at. You're looking at a 12-minute delay at this point if you're heading on I-40 westbound to Durham.
Rising costs and limited money to pay the bills. Some school districts are now coming up with the money by merging or closing schools altogether. WRAL investigates. Destiny Patterson is digging into why this is happening and what families can expect in the years to come.
We're standing at the future site of the Holly Recreational Complex, but this was also once where Holly Middle School stood in Granville County. This is one of the more than a dozen schools in our area to close in the last 4 years. Granville, Nash, and Cumberland counties lost the most schools, and that number could grow even more next year. It's not just a North Carolina issue either. Public schools are closing and consolidating across the country. The big question is why.
Unfortunately, the business side of things often is what really is driving the decisions. Budgets are extremely tight in public education, and we need to make every dollar count.
School districts are dealing with those issues right now, but there's another big part of the equation. Tonight at 6, WRAL Investigates is looking into the problem that could haunt school districts for years to come. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News.
The Trump administration removed key regulations against so-called forever chemicals, or PFAS. The regulations were put in place to help protect drinking water from dangerous cancer-causing substances. The EPA announced plans to rescind and restart regulations on 4 types of forever chemicals. In addition to the new regulations, drinking water systems can now petition for an extra 2 years to comply. The new extension deadline is 2031. PFAS was the topic of one of our WRAL documentaries, Forever Chemicals, North Carolina's Toxic Tap Water. It exposed the damage caused by massive amounts of toxic chemicals dumped into the Cape Fear River. You can watch the documentary on WRAL.com or the WRAL YouTube page or wherever you stream WRAL anytime you have an opportunity.
Dominion Energy and Next Era Energy are merging in a $67 billion deal. This would create the world's largest regulated electric utility company. It would serve nearly 10 million customers across parts of North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. Company leaders say the merger will help meet the growing power demands. The deal still requires shareholder and regulatory approval.
A jury in Elon Musk's civil case against OpenAI says he waited too long to sue. Monday, the jury found his lawsuit was barred by the statute of limitations. Musk sued OpenAI and its leaders, including CEO Sam Altman, alleging Altman deceived him when OpenAI became a for-profit business. Musk helped create and fund the company back in 2015, but Altman claims Musk wanted total control of the company.
Court documents reveal President Donald Trump is dropping his $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS. Trump filed the lawsuit earlier this year over the leak of his tax returns from his first presidency. The move to drop the suit comes as the Justice Department announced the creation of a $1.7 billion fund. It's meant to compensate Trump allies who feel they were unfairly investigated by the Biden administration.
The U.S. Supreme Court rejecting a series of appeals from several of the nation's biggest drug makers that are looking to block Medicare negotiated price cuts. The pharmaceutical companies have argued the program forces them to give their drugs to Medicare without just compensation. Lower courts have rejected that argument, noting companies are free to pull their products from government health programs as they choose.
It's National EMS Week, and Wake County EMS is highlighting the work of its therapy dogs. Officials say Stryker and Zilly help first responders after difficult calls and long shifts. The dogs visit stations, hospitals, and employee events to support providers dealing with the stress of the job. Vance County Schools is working to make sure no child goes hungry this summer. Parents living in Vance County can register their children age 18 and under to be a participant of summer meal pickups. Each box includes 7 breakfasts and 7 lunches, along with fresh fruits and vegetables. You can find the sign-up form on Vance County Schools website by using the link on your screen.
The Topsail Nature Preserve will now be managed by the state. It's part of the state's commitment to long-term conservation and responsible public access. Today, leaders from the Department of Environment Quality and other conservation partners hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony to mark the transition. That event is happening this afternoon at 1 o'clock.
All right, there's a new TV show to be on the lookout for on streaming.
Yeah, let's take a look at what's trending right now. HBO Max releasing a new trailer for the DC series Lanterns. The show follows Green Lantern's Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart as they investigate a murder in the American heartland. The show will star Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierce and Kelly MacDonald. It will premiere on August 16th.
Oh, that's going to be good. And Aaron Pierre, he's been on a run lately. So many different shows and movies. So
he's got the Midas touch.
Yes, a great lineup. Let's check in now with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Elizabeth, some people would think, hey, maybe it's a great day to get outdoors, but actually it's a little hot.
It was so hot yesterday. We broke a record high. Now, the first half of the day, not so bad. I mean, especially right now. We want you to finish watching the newscast, of course. But then if you need to get something done outside, do it before lunchtime. This is a live look at Chapel Hill. Beautiful blue skies, and our temperature right now, 73. Not bad at all. We continue to have our southwesterly flow, which is bringing the heat, though. And even though we're in the low to mid 70s right now, it'll be a fast warm up to around 90 by lunchtime. 74 Holly Springs and Garner, 75 in Wake Forest, 77 in Durham right now. Climb to 96. That'll break the record high in the Triangle. Looking at 97 in Fayetteville, that will also break the record high. Our record for today is 95, and the record tomorrow is 96, and we're looking at 96 both days. So the record heat continues. And here's why. We have this high pressure system that's sitting near Bermuda. So we call it the Bermuda High. It is a pattern that sort of sets up and sticks with us for most of the summer. It's a real summer pattern for us. It sends in a lot of tropical moisture. You know how humid it gets for us during the summertime. That's mostly because of the Bermuda High. We don't have a lot of cold fronts bringing us all day rain. Instead, during the summer, we have those little pop-up thunderstorms. Well, the high will eventually start to push eastward, and that will allow a cold front to move through. We're not technically, in summer yet, and this is a summer pattern, but it is going to break down for us. So our southerly flow brings us a high of 96 for today and tomorrow, and then the cold front slides in, and our wind begins to shift to northeasterly. You see the blue shaded streams there, so it's in the upper 80s for us on Thursday, and then it looks like we could see that flow well into South Carolina. That could drop us into the 70s for Friday. Then temperatures will bounce back into the 80s. Notice that we see our muggy meter climbing up into tropical Friday and Saturday. That's because we'll have the potential for some rain. It's not so much because we're just going to have more humid conditions. It's a rain-driven thing. So temperatures in the 70s with some showers on Friday. And then right now, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday really look like we'll just see afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Now that could affect your plans for the holiday weekend. So keep checking back. We'll keep talking about it. In the meantime, take it easy the next couple of days. Again, a break from the heat is coming soon. Laura?
Elizabeth, thank you. And before we go to break, here are the winning lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic next.